9 News at Noon starts right now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker. A judge has rejected a plea deal for the Colorado funeral home owner accused of stashing nearly 200 decaying bodies. This morning, the judge rejected a deal for Carrie Halford that would have given her a 15 to 20-year sentence. The judge issued the ruling this morning after family members of the deceased called it too lenient. Halford and her husband, John, are accused of either stashing or dumping bodies, then giving fake ashes to families over a 4-year period. The pair face 191 counts of corpse abuse as a result. A judge also rejected John Halford's similar plea deal in August. He then withdrew his guilty plea and will go to trial, and Carrie Halford now has to make her own decision if she will withdraw her plea and stay on trial. President Trump's administration has announced it will partially fund the SNAP food aid program this month after 2 federal judges required the payments to continue. That's positive news for more than 600,000 Coloradans who are among the millions of Americans who need the federal benefits. Pardon me, but it also means those beneficiaries will have to make do with even less money. In addition, it can take up to 2 weeks to load those food cards with money for that food. But you may wonder why reduce payments. The 2 judges who ordered the government to keep the program running during the shutdown both gave the option to allow partial payments. Democrats are staying firm in their refusal to sign on to a short-term funding bill without an agreement to extend health care subsidies to keep premiums from spiking. So yesterday, President Trump said he could do what he calls a nuclear option to get rid of the filibuster himself and reopen the government without a vote. Well, it is Election Day tomorrow. We don't have any major races, but we do have quite a few ballot issues to decide. One of them is the nearly $1 billion Vibrant Denver bond package for multiple infrastructure projects. Another is Referendum 310. It passed. It would repeal the city's ban on flavored tobacco product sales. Denver City Council enacted the ban less than a year ago, and voters are also being asked to approve Propositions LL and MM. They are about funding free school meals for all kids, regardless of financial need. If you can't make it to vote in person tomorrow, just make sure to put your ballot in a ballot box before 7 tomorrow night. If you have questions about your ballot, just text the word VOTE to 303-871-1491. We will send you back a link to our election. Oh, made it to weather. I could barely talk. I apologize. A bit of weather whiplash today. It was shorts weather yesterday, but today back to the hoodies and sweaters. Joining me now, he brought me a water because he could tell I was struggling during that read. My goodness, Chris Bianchi, thank you, my hero today with our 9 News Weather Impact team. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Sam. Hey, you know what? We've all been there. Trust me. I've hacked through many a segment myself. And I get it. I totally understand that. Remember, it's live television here, folks. Stuff happens. Sometimes you get a cough ball, or maybe Sam's just allergic to me, which is totally understandable as well. 20s, in terms of those temperature drops the last 24 hours. Get this here, folks. I was just talking about this in the 11 a.m. hour. We went from 83 to 26 degrees in 14 hours. 83 yesterday, the hottest November temperature on record. 26 this morning as we had a backdoor cold front move through. Temperatures a little bit cooler for us in the mountains. Akron right now seeing some high clouds. The same for us here in Denver. Temperatures in the 50s right now. Temps mostly in the 50s across the state. A few 40s for us in the mountains. Radar's quiet right now. Today, we'll top out only in the mid to upper 50s for us here in Denver with more clouds and sun. But we will clear up tonight. I'll tell you when we warm back up again and when we cool back down. Plenty more coming up in that 7-day forecast. All that for you in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. Xcel Energy is changing the hours when electricity will cost you the most. Peak pricing has been moved to 5 p.m. through 9 p.m., meaning energy will be most expensive during those hours. It replaces the current peak period of 3 to 7. The cheapest time to use power will now be overnight through mid-afternoon and all day on weekends and holidays. Experts say small kitchen appliances like air fryers, microwaves, they will not drive up your bill. But the bigger ones like washers, dryers, and EV chargers could. Denver's favorite pop-up rink at Skyline Park is taking a little break this year due to construction. The block where Skyline Park is located will be renovated. Officials with Denver Downtown Partnership say they plan to break ground mid-December. They will create a permanent building for food and beverage, a water fountain, and it will be easier to host events in the summer as well as the winter. The last time there was any type of renovation in that area was back in the early 2000s. You can expect the rink to return in 2027. A new I-70 interchange in Aurora is now open for traffic. City leaders held a ribbon cutting this morning. The area now has a diverging diamond design. This will help improve the safety and traffic flow. There's also a new one near DIA. Drivers along Piccadilly will have more consistent traffic flow with no dangerous left turns against oncoming traffic, but there's still a bit of work to finish up. The interchange should be fully open by Thanksgiving. A shooter is on the run after a violent Halloween weekend in Green Valley Ranch. At least 3 people were shot at a house party Sunday morning, but they are all expected to survive. It happened east of Tower Road and north of Green Valley Ranch Boulevard. Denver police say they found one person with a gun, told that person to drop the gun, and when they didn't, they shot at him. It's not clear right now if that person was hit by a bullet. They took off, and at last check, police haven't been able to find them. Airbnb is using technology to keep their properties from being used for parties on holiday weekends. The company did it this past weekend. Without giving too much away, the tech analyzes the length of a reservation, how close or far the listing is away from the guest location, the type of property, the timing of the booking, and a few other factors. If it's a high risk for a party, Airbnb says you won't be able to book. Violations are taken seriously, too.
If you are a guest, then you could be temporarily or permanently suspended from using the platform. And because we do background checks on folks, then we try to prevent people who have been suspended from getting back onto the platform.
So you might not know it, but this isn't the first time Airbnb has done this. Last Halloween, nearly 500 people in Colorado alone were kept from booking because of this technology.